This is Sally with Knit 102 Yarn Yoga and More in Galesburg, Illinois, demonstrating color work with two colors on the Baa-ble hat, and we are using both hands, continental, which is left hand, and English, which is right. So our main colors on our left hand and our contrast color is on our right. So we're going to go in as if to knit, wrap our main color, and you can see that I've got 1, 2, 3 blues over here, so I need to kind of integrate the float of the white or the contrast. So I'm going to bring the yarn around on top of that blue, around to the front, over to the left, behind both stitches or behind both needles, and pull it to the front. Now I've got that trapped, so I'm going to go ahead and work that blue yarn if I can. Knit that stitch and bring that yarn back, and we've trapped that yarn. Go to the next stitch, knit with the blue, and now bring the white into play, our contrast color. Bring it around. Now it's really important to keep a really loose tension on our yarn, so try not to wrap it around the pinky too many times, or if you do, just hold it gently, especially your contrast color. We don't want that one to pull tight. So we've got 3 whites. Now we're going to let the blue kind of be the floater and be trapped. So we're going to go into the white stitch. We're going to bring the blue yarn around to the right side of the needles and to the front. Wrap the white yarn or the contrast. Knit it. And then as we pull that stitch off, the blue will be drawn to the back. And now knit the next white. Next white. And there's, oops, oh boy, this is not easy. There we go. And the next white. And now we've got 3 stitches of white. We're going to do the blue. 2 of the blue. And now the white is going to come over across the blue. So we want to be sure that these aren't pulled too tight. We're going to just bring the white over the blue and knit it. There's our contrast. There's our, on our right hand, there's our main color on our left. Go in as if to knit. So here's our second contrast color stitch, third, and I'm going to say let's do just the 3 and then one more. That 4th one is going to be the one where we'll trap the yarn. So before we wrap, we bring the main color to the front, bring the contrast around, knit that stitch, and then as we finish that stitch, it pushes the blue to the back. And then let's do some more contrast of the white. There's 2 and here's 3. And because we don't want a big long floater again, let's go ahead and bring the blue to the front one more time. Wrap around, bring the blue to the back, knit that white, and then we're ready to knit the blue. And it kind of keeps the colors, the stitches that, you know, when you shift from one color to the next, kind of draws them in. Okay, so now we've got 3 blue. Now let's integrate or trap the white. So we're going to bring, when it's the contrast color or the continental, or I'm sorry, the English or American yarn to the right hand, we bring the yarn around to the left side of both needles and to the front. Now knit that stitch with the blue, main color. We're not knitting the white, it's just being trapped by the blue, and then off, and then the next stitch is blue, Next stitch is blue, and one more blue. Let's go ahead and go into the stitch, bring the contrast color, and try not to pull it too hard because that'll pucker. So let it be kind of loose. Around the front of both needles, knit with the color that we want, bring it through, and then push the white off. And now we're ready for the white. So it's right there. And we're going to go ahead and wrap the white. We've got 1, 2, 3 white. Okay. And so on the 4th, let's go ahead and we're going to bring the left hand, the continental yarn, or the main color to the front. See, we're not knitting it, it's just coming up and over, and then we're going to wrap to knit that stitch in white, pull it off, and let it pull the blue off with it, and it goes to the back. Okay, now we're going to turn this work around so you can see what we've done. We have, see all those blue, we've trapped the white just under this stitch. Then we've come over here, we've trapped the blue just under that stitch. And that's how you work with both hands and colorway. And by the way, this is for our May 2016 knit along, the Baa-ble hat. Here's one example of one that's already finished. Thank you.